Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafters, welcome to my channel if you're new here. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today I'm going to make a card using some of the made to surprise products that I have in my stash. I'm going to use a sentiment from the Excuse Me stamp set. I'm going to use You're How Old and Happy Birthday. Now blow out the candles before you start a fire. The person I'm going to send this card or give this card to will get the humour in that. I'm also going to use the brick wall embossing folder. I'm going to be using the 5x7 Mechanisim die set, and this is for the Moving Scenes. It's from the Moving Scenes collection. I think you could make this without the dies with a little bit of imagination and watching what I'm doing, but the dies make it very handy. I'm also going to use the All the Sentiments stamp and die set. I'm going to use the Hooray, and I'm also going to use the Hip Hip that's here. These are all the stamps in black, and these ones then are all the dies, and they're a really cool set. I'm also going to be using this background piece. It's the 5x7 paper pack. It's from the Puppet Pets collection, but I just think the background papers in this are really cool to have. I did debate using the one with the rainbow, but I'm going to go with this garden scene. It's really lovely. I'm also going to be using the Changing Faces collection. I'm going to make this little guy here, and you can see the size of the dies are really quite big. I did make a video last week using this collection, so I linked that down below, but I'm going to use the hair and the beard and the face here from these. I'm not going to be using the little hands, but you can make whatever face you want. I'm going with a masculine face for this one, and I'm also going to use one of the balloons. These are a stamp and die set, again from the Changing Faces icons. These are all the stamps, and then these are all the dies, and some of the dies work with some of the stamps, like the tree here and the little teddy bear, etc. I think the bench here works with it as well, and this here as well. So yeah, there are lots of dies that work with the stamps and work without the stamps. So I'm going to be using from this set as well. So that's all the products I'm going to use today. I'm also going to use some products from my stash. The numbers for the birthday person is 55, and I have this little Tonic Essentials birthday numbers here, and they're lovely and small, so I'm using the 5 for this because the person's birthday will be 55. I'm also using some little brads that I have in my stash. You really want the 5mm or the little small ones, so I have a plethora of them in here. And like I said, I'll have links to products I'm using down below, so do click on those links if there's anything you need. And finally, I'll be using some foam on this card too, and I'm using the Creative Products adhesive white foam sheets. What I do is I cut some of them. I'll take one sheet, it comes with 3, and I'll cut them 1 inch wide, and then I'll double some of them up because I will need some doubled up foam tape. You can see it here, and I find that really handy. If I wanted to make skinnier ones, I can just, again, on my trimmer or guillotine, I can cut these into 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch. So really handy when you want a thick doubled up foam or just a single foam. These are really great, but they do come in foam squares as well, and all different sizes. I'll leave links to those. So they're all the products that we're going to be using. Let's have a look at our card now. So my card base is going to be 5x7. You can get a shop bought one, or you can make one yourself. And to make one yourself, you'll need a piece of 10x7 and score it then at 5. For the inside of the card, I have 2 pieces here and it's already glued and stamped. My brown piece measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and my white piece measures 4.5 by 6.5. And you can see there I have my sentiment already stamped, just so that it will speed up the card make. So I love the 2 sentiments and adding the 2 together. I love doing that, mixing and matching my sentiments. So not older and wiser, just more irritating. Happy birthday. Now blow out the candles before you start a fire. I just find that hilarious. So now I've taken my pattern paper and I've glued it to a piece of 300 GSM cardstock, and once that had dried, I used my Clair glue for this. So I left it for about 20-25 minutes. I was doing other things before I die cut it, but it gives a nice solid piece because these are actually papers that are in the paper pads. Sometimes you'll get a heavier. This is only 190 GSM, so hence why I added the heavier cardstock. So the die that I used to die cut these out is from the set here, the 5x7 moving scene set. And I just took this die here and I put it down on my paper, and then I die cut that out ready to go. So this will be the background. You'll also need a couple of other things from this die set, and I have them all here. You'll need to die cut out this piece. This is what allows our little moving scene, and I'm going to have a face up here that is going to move, and it's going to be holding a little sign. Now this might sound complicated, guys, it's not, so please watch the video through. If you have this set and you think, oh, that might be a bit hard, watch the video through. You'll find that it's so easy to do, and I'll leave links down to Sam's videos so you can have a look at how she assembles it as well. So I have this Mechanisim piece here. I've also die cut out this one here. This is what they call the brad. It's going to sit into this and it's going to allow our piece to move. I've also die cut out this piece here as well. Now this little piece here is for the back of our brad. It'll sit on there, and this then gets attached to the back of our card. I've also die cut out this piece. You can see it here. I die cut it out twice in 300 GSM cardstock, and then I turn the 2 around so the rough edges are in the middle. So the nice die cut out part is to the front. This will give a nice easy movement when we go to use that. So that's that piece there. You don't have to die cut it out twice, but I think it gives strength because you're going to be pulling on that, so you want that nice and strong. Then this piece die cuts out 3 pieces. Now I've done them in acetate. I have taken 2 of them and I've stuck them together. Again, I've stuck the rough side together on these 2 so it's smooth both sides, and I use some red liner tape on this. This is going to get attached to our Mechanisim and it's going to move up and down, and it's going to have the face on it. So I wanted, my acetate is quite light, so I wanted this to have a bit of strength, so hence the reason I stuck 2 together. The other one is just a single one, and I'm going to have my little balloon glued onto this one. And the reason, again, I've done it in acetate is I can stick my balloon on here, I can have my string there, and although it's on acetate, really when it's on the card you won't see it, and it'll give strength to my little string as well. So that's those. Now the other piece here, I haven't die cut out my little arrow. You put that on this piece. I'm going to stamp pull on this so the recipient will know to pull it in and out. Then on the back of this there is another plate, and this is the moving plate, and I have this die cut out here. So you can see that there is die cut out. Now I didn't die cut out the whole plate. I just die cut out to about here, and then I cut it down because I'm only going to have my little face will be set on here, my little pull tab will be here like so. This will be set on here. And this will give me room then for our face to go up here, because our little piece of acetate, that will be stuck down here like this. It'll be attached to our movement. So when we pull on this, this is going to move up and down, and our face will move up and down, and we'll have the other piece of acetate coming out here with our balloon. So our face and our balloon will be moving. So I thought that would be really, really cool. Now you will need 3 little brads for this, as well as some foam tape. And the only other piece that I want to show you is this piece. I took a piece of grey cardstock, and I have used the embossing folder. This is going to sit on top. So I've embossed my cardstock. I've cut it out to size so it'll sit over this piece here. And then what I did was I took a little punch that I had and I punched out. So I lined these two up together like so. And then I just popped my punch on and punched out the little pull tab here. You could also just put this over your piece of cardstock, draw around this, and then fussy cut it out with your scissors. Either way, this piece is going to sit on top. So my little face and my balloon are behind the wall in the garden, waving at the neighbour, saying happy birthday. Just thought that was so cool. And then for my face, I'll go through that with you now. Put all my pieces and parts in. So my little face, I have a piece of cardstock here, and this piece measures 2 1/4 by 1 3/4, and all the measurements will be down in the description that I can put down there. I used my corner rounder then to round off the edges on all 4 corners. My little face is going to then sit behind this. This is like the little, you know, the I suppose the little top the person is wearing, and these are the shoulders. And in the last video I show you how to do extend the neck of this, because the neck only cuts to about here and it makes it quite short, and I wanted mine a little bit longer. So have a look at that video, last week's video. It'll show you then how I extended the neck. I've die cut out the beard, and with the beard I have used Distress Oxide Walnut Stain as well as Distress Ink Vintage Photo. So I used the Vintage Photo around this part of the beard and the Walnut Stain around this part, because it gives a kind of a grey look to the beard. And the reason I did that is this is going to be my husband Mike's card. Shh, don't mention that now, because this is very early. His birthday isn't until October, but his beard is still quite, he's kind of a dark brown color. His beard is very grey, whereas the hair on his head has very little grey. So again, I used the Distress Oxide Walnut Stain across the top, and then the Vintage Photo on the inside there. I've also used some ink for around my very pale cream colored cardstock, and for that I've used the Distress Oxide Tattered Rose, and just blended around that. So you can see my little face is going to sit in there like so. And then we'll have his little top with his shoulders there, and then he'll sit behind here. And then he'll be waving out with his little balloon up here like so. So when you pull this, the two of them are going to move. And I have his little eyes and his tongue and his mouth and his little nose in my box here ready to go. So they're all the bits and pieces we're going to need. I know I'm a while showing you all the bits, but we can go ahead now and we can assemble our card. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so I have everything here ready to go, and the first thing I want to do for me is I'm going to glue this down, and I'm going to use my Clair glue to attach this to the card, and that'll mean that when the card when this dries, it'll be nice and stiff and strong on our card base. So I'll add my glue to this. And like I said, I will have links to Sam's tutorial down in the description. She has 2 videos that I watched just to kind of familiarize myself with the process. So you can always have a look at those as well. And you might be interested to see what Sam has done with the Mechanisim, etc., and give you card ideas. So next now we have this piece, and our pull tab is going to go on to that. But what we need to do is take our little brad and we're going to push up the little legs. Whichever way you decide to do it is fine. So I'm going to push the little legs through the hole here. And then I'm going to open them out and I'm going to add a little glue to those little legs. Now you can use a little bit of double-sided tape if you like. I'm going to use quick grab glue, and then this circle sits over the top, and if you hold that and your brad piece there, they should be able to move. You want to make sure that your glue doesn't ooze out. So I'm just holding the 2 little legs or wings that we've glued onto this top piece, and this is spinning. My big circle is spinning between our little paper brad and the circle we put on top. It's spinning, and that's what you want. That's very important apparently. So next we have our pull tab, and we're going to put some brads in here now, and I'm going to show you. If you look here, there's 2 circles close together, and then there's these 2 wider apart. These 2 that are close together, that's where you want to add your pull tab, to the one on the right of that. So I'm going to pop that in there. Now Sam recommends when you're opening the little legs on the brads, use a pokey tool and actually bend them over the pokey tool. So I'm just going to split them a little first. So when you bend it over, it doesn't go flat down. It gives it a little bit of an arch to it. And the reason that Sam recommends you do that is because it helps the movement to go more smoothly. So that's how, if you imagine, that's how it goes, like that. Okay, so next this is going to sit on here, and this will sit on top, and we'll have our little pull there like that. And so we want to put our little wing, our little acetate pieces on. So I'm going to put one here and one here on my acetate. So again, I'm going to use my 2 little brads for that. So that'll sit on there like that, and when you pull it, they'll move up and down like that. Lovely. Okay, so I want to add some foam tape, and I'm going to use some doubled up foam tape onto my little small circle here, and I'll use my scissors to cut that down. And I'm going to cut off a rectangular piece. Now I want to make sure this fits on just the circle, like so. That's perfect. So I'll peel off the backing. I am going to add a little bit of my Cosmic Shimmer glue. You can use this or the Creative Crafts bookbinding glue. I just reached for that one. there's no reason why I reached for that more so than the book binding. It was just closer to hand. Both are as good as each other, to be honest. So now I have that done. We need to then pop this piece on. So I'm going to line this up with that. So I want to make sure my pull is over so that when this comes out, it'll go like so. So my pull is there. This piece then is going to sit on top of the foam like that. So once I'm happy with where this is, I'm going to take off the lining of the release paper off that, and then I'm going to sit this down on top, and I'm just making sure that it's kind of even on both sides, and I'll add a little pressure to that, and then that is attached. Now don't worry about this because we're going to add some foam in here. So my pull tab will come out like that. So what I need to do is I need to put some foam here and here so that my pull tab will stay within. So I'm going to use my doubled up foam and I'm going to put some along the bottom here. So looking at the positioning here now, I'm going to put some of my foam on the back and this will level it up. Now where I'm pointing at, I'm going to put foam in here, but to be honest, I should have just put a little sliver. I'm not accounting for the shoulders that I'm going to put on the face, and because I'm putting the foam like this, I'm not going to be able to use the piece. I'll have to cut it down. So if you're making this and you're using one of those changing faces and you're giving it shoulders or a blouse or whatever, make sure you leave room there for that piece so it can move up and down. So I'm speeding everything up now, and you can see that I'm adding foam all around, but just not where I have my acetate strips going. I'm going to glue my wall down on top. I could have used some ink blending around this to give it some shadowing, but I wasn't too bothered. I'm going to take the release paper off my foam tape, and then I'll add a little bit of liquid glue. This just gives me a little bit of wiggle room. Not a lot, to be honest. I should have used more glue, but I'm very happy with that. So now I'll stick down my little balloon. I've cut the piece of acetate down. I have a piece of double-sided tape and a little liquid glue, and that's that in place. And I'm going to glue my hooray down as well, and that's glued straight down. Okay, so I'm ready now to do my face. I've attached my red piece, and you can see I've cut this down quite considerably because this needs to fit in between the gap here of where my foam is and my little piece. So that'll sit on there, and then as I pull out my thing, it'll move up and down like so. But you won't see an awful lot because we've got our beard to add on there as well, and our hair. So I'm going to take this piece out, and I'm going to start adding on now to our little person. So I want to glue down the beard first. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue around there. And I'm not going to come down too far because the beard extends below the jaw area. So I'll put some glue down here and just there to the center. And I'm going to add this in so you just can't see the cream color of the skin there. And I'm going to kind of have it the same on either side. So now, and then we have our hair is going to go on top, and I want to kind of be able to see my ears, and that'll join on. So again, when this piece is on here like so, if I turn it over, you can see how our head fits there. So I won't be adding glue to the whole piece at the top. So I'm going to add my glue around here and here and across the bottom. That looks good. And if I turn it over, there's no glue on the back. And we want to make sure there's no glue on the back because we don't want it to stick down to this panel here. Okay, so now I took the beard and die cut it out in brown, and I die cut it out again in black just around the mouthpiece because I want to add this piece in here like so. So it's like the mouth is open, and then what you see is the little tongue. And this little tongue, I die cut this out from one of the other faces because you can mix and match the faces that you want. And then I've got the little nose, and I'm going to get my little pickup tool. I've got my little nose there as well. And that'll go just there. And then I have my eyes. And I can use that pointy bit. I think this is, and there's a back to these, so make sure you put them out the right way. And then I've got the little eyebrows. And they'll go on there. And on there, like so. Isn't that fun? I think he goes really well. Look, Mike and Simone. I think they're so fun. So fun. I love it. And I have my little me on its little stand there behind me. So I've all my bits here now. I'm just going to glue down the little bits, and I'll use my tweezers to do those. So there's Mike now, happy out there, and he'll be moving up and down. Put him down a bit lower like that. He'd be moving up and down once we stick him down. So I need to stick him down to this piece. And to do that now, I'm going to use some red liner glue to stick that down. I think that's so cute. So I'm happy with how our card is coming along, but I do think the little hands that come in it would look cute on the wall. I kind of had in my mind that it would look as if he's holding the balloon, which it does look like, but I really do like the idea of putting the little hands. So I've die cut them out in the same color as what we've done for the face. I've taken my tattered rose, and it's my Distress Oxide tattered rose, and I've just gone over along where the nails would be on our little hand like so. So when you take the die off and the little piece off, it looks as if it's his nails. So I'm gonna pop that there and that one there like that. So I'm going to glue them down. I'm going to use my quick grab glue, and I'm going to do it, I'm just going to put the glue literally across the middle and down a little bit to where the nails are, because it's meant to look as if he's holding onto the wall. So again, a little bit across the middle and down into where the nails are. And I'm going to have them at an angle like that as well. And I love it. I think this is, well, do you know what? When I make these little faces, It just makes me so happy. I get such a kick from them. I really do. The only thing I've forgotten to do now is glue this piece in. So I'm going to add this in now, and then we'll have a look at how it looks. So the card really evolved. The little mic evolved as we were making it. I did think I'd be able to get the shoulders and everything popped up, but I didn't allow for that when I added my foam tape around my acetate piece. So if you want to give your little mini me or mini person shoulders, make sure you allow for that where you put your tape. That's why I had to thin mine down so much, but I don't think you see very much of that anyway because of the beard. But yeah, if that was a little lady now, be nice to be able to see the top of the person's little dress or something like that. So now we have our piece on the inside and we have our piece on the outside, and my card stands nicely. My balloon kind of has a bit of a wobble there because it is a lighter acetate, like I said, but I do like that. I put a little bit of a curve into my pull tab just so it's easier to grab it, and I love it. Sorry, we're out of shot there, but look, isn't that so joyful? Hip hip hooray! Oh, I do love it. It makes me smile, and I hope Mike smiles when he gets it. But shh, don't mention in the comments that it's for him. I don't think he watches my videos anyway, but yeah, I love this. I think it's really cool. It's using a mechanism that hasn't been used yet by Sam, and yeah, you just get a peek of the little red top there underneath. So very, very cute. I do love it. So I hope you've enjoyed my card make today, using all the products from Made to Surprise. There'll be a list of the products I've used down in the description, some measurements for you where I can give measurements, and yeah, links to my Facebook group. If you make this, I'd love to see it on my Facebook group. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to leave it there, folks. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday and that this little video has made you smile. And I'm going to leave it there. Until next time, folks, take care, stay safe, and bye for now. Bye bye.